slavery in the Bible, man, dude, I don't think I want to answer that for you. I don't know,
No,
brother. Why, you got a problem with it?
the slavery in the Bible. Can I say yes?
Yes.
Can I say yes?
Okay, well, you can. I'm not going to get upset at you, but
Okay, okay, don't.
okay. So why are you upset with slavery?
Um, why wouldn't all just God not just end it?
So you define what just is for God, who is the standard of justice. That makes sense. How do you know what just is?
From what I know today, I guess.
Oh, so then back then they didn't have a problem with slavery
Yeah.
and they thought it was a just thing to do. But your society and culture says it's unjust. So what makes your society today correct and the cultures back then incorrect?
So we're just, I don't know. I don't know. So are we saying God didn't know it was bad, or God didn't think it was bad?
You're
Or
kind of slower than I thought. I was thinking you were slow, but you're much slower. Okay, notice what you just said. Let's
yeah,
follow
yeah.
your logic.
Okay.
You just told me that according to today, slavery is bad. So, but depending on which time and history you live,
Mm-hmm.
slavery wasn't considered bad. Back then, they didn't consider it was bad.
Yeah.
So why are you telling me that just because today you think it's bad, that's now somehow the correct view? What makes the view today that slavery is bad correct and the view back then incorrect? What's the standard to determine which of the views are correct and which of the views are incorrect?
Well, I guess no. There's no way to tell.
Say it again.
There's no way to tell.
Okay. In other words, depending on the time and place and culture, your cultural biases will then affect how you view something, whether it's good or bad. But that's not the way you arrive at moral absolutes, because it can't be relative, because Hitler's Germany thought it was good to exterminate 6 million Jews and 7 million invalids.
Yeah.
If they didn't think that, they wouldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
So they thought it was right, but we know that was an atrocity, that was an abomination, that was a genocide. But then how do we know that if we are now appealing to cultural norms, cultural standards of morality that changes depending on time and place and culture?
Yeah.
So how do we know?
No, we don't.
Well, we know if there's a God. Well,
Yeah.
which God?
Are you asking me which God?
Yeah, which God if there is a God, and we believe there is, which God is God? Because he'll be the grounding of morality, right?
Yeah.
Because God will be the standard of moral absolutes, because moral absolutes are a reflection of his moral character. And because God's character is unchangeable, those moral absolutes will be grounded in something that's absolutely true, universally true, irrespective of time, place, and culture. So you have to appeal to God, right? As the grounds, the moral grounding, right?
Yeah.
Which God do we appeal to? Now, let's say the God of the Bible. But then we got a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're appealing to the God of the Bible to tell me slavery is wrong, but that God said it's not wrong. So how can you then say it's wrong when the God that you're appealing to for your standards of moral absolute says it's not wrong?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you know it's wrong?
By what I know today. That's what I'm.
Yeah, but if you live back then, you would think it's normal.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So who cares about the standard? What about 100 years from now? The standards change and they think it's okay. In point of fact, don't you have many people today who are still enslaving people and don't think anything wrong with it?
Yes, I know that's happening today still. Yeah.
Okay, so those people who are enslaving others don't think it's wrong. Even today in your 21st century societies. So not only today in the 21st century, not everyone agrees with you slavery is bad because people are actively engaging in it. But now you're telling me it's not just today, it's my particular culture, my particular society that is the basis for me to make these judgment calls. But there are other societies that coexist with me that disagree with me. So which one of you is right?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
You see why I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole?
Yeah. It's a big rabbit.
But it's okay. I'm going to go with you because you brought it up.
So
okay, you see now why I didn't want it? Because I told you it's not a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
So then, number one, you have to ground your judgment call, whether something's ethical or moral, on a morally absolute standard, a standard that's objectively true, whether humans exist or not. In other words, if there are no human beings, would morality exist? Yes, because God exists. Morality is a reflection of God's character. But if there is no God and there are no human beings, would anyone talk about morality?
No.
If there are only animals, evolution true, and animals evolved, which one then would be holding courts to condemn someone for acting immorally?
Who would be no one?
Exactly. So then if there is no God, morality is a human construct and invention. It's not grounded in anything real.
Yeah.
So you have to go back to the grounding problem. Who grounds morality? It has to be a being that is transcendent, separate, distinct from creation, a being who grounds morality in his immutable character. Because if morality is simply a cultural paradigm, convention, then morality will change depending on time, place, and culture.
Yeah.
You with me there?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Okay. Now that we go back and ground it in God. Now, when we look at the Old Testament, we see slavery is a common phenomenon. It's part of everyday life. Now, since God created human beings in his image, and he created them with moral dignity and value, and he created them to be his sons and daughters, to serve him. So the only master they would have is him. We would serve him, slave for him. But he's the kind of master who's not just your master, he's your father. So even children, in a sense, act like servants, right? Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's take it a step further. So then why would God, who created humans in his image to be his servants alone, children serving him, not slaves, children serving him? Because children, under the authority of their parents, are servants of their parents. But they're not just servants, they're more than that. Then why then did he allow slavery? As punishment for sin. After the sin and fall of the human race, creation has become disordered. It's now disordered. Sin, if it's unconstrained, uncontrolled, will wreak havoc on humans and civilization. So what does God do? He constrains the folly, the evil, the foolishness, the chaotic, anarchist desires, whims, proclivities of corrupt human beings. You with me there? Okay. So slavery is the result of sin. And I'm going to show it to you. So now watch the wisdom of God in allowing specific kinds of slavery. Because when I see it from God's perspective, you're going to see how just this is. So here, let me show you. Read for me. Genesis 6:5-7.
Okay. Then Yahweh saw that the evil of man was great on the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And Yahweh regretted that he had made man on the earth, and he was...
Okay, wait. What is the condition of man after the fall, after sin was introduced?
Everything.
The condition of man after the fall, after sin was introduced?
Sam, I don't know.
You better read it, bro. It's in front of your eyes, 24.
And he always saw that the evil of man was great on the earth, and then every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So is that it?
I mean, come on, brother. Look at it.
The evil of man?
No, the evil of my cat. Evil of who, man? Yes, humans. Yeah. And what are their desires and intentions? What are their thoughts and desires, intention? What is that? I couldn't hear you.
Sin.
Yeah, but evil. I know. Yeah, you're right. Sin, but it says evil, right?
Yeah.
So God told you after the fall, humans are not corrupt, tainted, disordered, and their hearts are filled with folly, right? Chaos, disorder, destruction, selfishness. So if God lets that go unchecked, what happens to the world? You see it today. Yeah. You see it in riots, don't you?
Yeah. They'll go crazy.
What do you see around the world? Rioting and defacing property and beating people to death and bludgeoning them, right?
They'll go crazy, yes.
So nothing has changed because the human condition has not changed, right?
Yeah.
Man was evil after the fall, continuing evil to be this day. So man is going to repeat the evil of those who came before, right?
Yeah.
So how do you constrain such evil, such anarchy, such folly? One way that God did it as a form of punishment is slavery. And I'll explain that in a minute. Now read 6 to 7.
And Yahweh regretted that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. And yet, that's it. And keep reading.
How many verses are there, brother?
And Yahweh said, I blot out man whom I have created from the face of the land, from man to animals to creeping things and to birds of the sky, for I regret that I have made them.
I regret I made them. Look how evil man is at this stage. God is even saying, I made a mistake. And God makes no mistakes. I regret it. God makes no mistakes. But you see how evil man is, that God could speak as a man saying, look, man, I regret making them.
Yeah.
And God makes no mistakes, does he?
Yeah.
But you saw that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's read some more verses. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Jeremiah 17:9.
Your heart is more deceitful than all else and is desperately sick. Who can know it?
How well is your heart? Your desires, your thoughts, your mind?
Sick.
Sick. So what happens when you let sick hearts, perverted hearts, corrupt hearts go unchecked?
Yeah, nothing. Good.
What happens when you don't check the evil in our hearts, the folly in our hearts? What happens to mankind? What do?
You're crazy.
You ask it like you don't know. You see it even in societies where there's threats of punishments. Do you see people, mob action, riots, beating people in the streets, bludgeoning them, defacing property? You're seeing it.
No.
Right? Chaos.
Yeah. Chaos, yes.
Now, do you want to read this, or do you want me to have Chuck read this one?
No, I got this one.
Okay, go ahead.
This is an evil in all that is done under the sun, that there is one fate for all. Furthermore, the hearts of the Son of Man are full of evil, and madness is in their hearts throughout their lives.
Wait, what's their hearts full of?
Full of evil.
And what's in their hearts?
And madness.
So what happens when God does not check and rein in the madness, the evil, the folly of our hearts? We wreak havoc, right?
Yeah.
All right. You guys are learning now about why God is allowing slavery, though that's not his ideal.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, finish it. We didn't finish it, brother. Sorry. Okay, madness in their hearts.
And afterwards they go to the dead.
They go dead, yeah. So then you die.
Yeah.
You're born to stupidity, folly, chaos, destruction, then you die, unless God intervenes and changes your hearts. Now, how about Ecclesiastes 7:29?
See, I have found only this, that God made men upright, but they have sought out many devices.
So did God make you evil?
No.
But you, through the misuse of free will, and then Adam and Eve corrupting their nature by sinning and then passing on that corrupt nature to us, came up with evil devices, evil schemes. Ecclesiastes 7:20. Read this.
Indeed, there is not a righteous man on earth who continually does good and who never sins.
Okay, so even the best of us still commit sins.
Except for Jesus. Yes.
What about those who don't even seek to be righteous? This is not about righteous people, those who want to live justly and fear God, and yet they still sin.
Yeah.
What about those who have no fear of God and don't want to live uprightly and justly?
Well, it'll be crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're going to see where slavery from one perspective is just. Okay, now Job 25:4-6. I can get Dino read this.
I got this one.
Go ahead.
How can the mortal man be right with God? Or how can he be pure who is born of woman? Behold, even the moon has no brightness, and the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less mortal man, that maggot, and the son of man, that worm?
Okay, not a very positive picture of man, huh?
No.
All right, but hold on. I forgot to add this one too. See, there's too many. So now let's go to Job 15:14-16.
What is a man that he should be pure, or he who is born of a woman that he should be righteous? Behold, he puts no faith in his holy ones, and the heavens are not pure in his sight. How much less one who is a abominable and corrupt man, who drinks unrighteousness like water?
Wickedness and righteousness like second nature, just like it is necessary and second nature to drink water. Because if you don't drink water, what happens to you?
You die.
But notice what it says about man after the fall. It's second nature to you to be corrupt and evil, just like it's second nature to you to drink water.
Yeah.
Not a positive picture, huh?
Not really, no.
All right. Now when I give you the biblical worldview, slavery is going to make sense to all you Christians. So man is abominable, corrupt,
Yeah.
and corruption to man is like drinking water, second nature.
Yeah.
All right, Job 14:4.
I got this one.
Thank
Who
you.
can make the clean out of the unclean? No one.
So if Adam and Eve sinned and corrupted their DNA,
Yeah.
what can come out of them except corruption? Which is why we all prone to sin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right here. That's why it says born of a woman. Anyone born of flesh, what kind of flesh are we born of? Your parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are your parents sinless?
No.
Then how can you be sinless?
No, I can't.
This is the point. So if you sin, you corrupt yourself, make yourself unclean. So guess how you're going to come out?
Unclean.
How are you going to come out?
Unclean.
Job 4:17 and 19. Guys, watch this.
Can mankind be right before God? Can a man be pure before his maker? He puts no trust even in his slaves, and against his angels he charges error. How much more those who dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, who are crushed before the moth?
Even angels, he charges error because even angels sin.
Mm.
How much you who live in a jar of clay, a body that's of dust? Okay. So now, brother, you're going to see the wisdom of God. Some of the abominations that these people did. Okay. All right. Jeremiah 19:1-5. I want you to see what the Jews were doing in the 6th century and why God's going to punish them.
This
Jeremiah
one,
19:1-5. Yeah, read it for me.
thus says Yahweh, go and buy a potter's earthenware jar, and take some of the elders of the people and some of the elders of the priests. Then go out to the valley of Ben Hinnom, which is by the entrance of the apostles' gate, and there calls out the words that I tell you, and say, hear the word of Yahweh.
So he's telling Jeremiah, go to this place where the people meet and tell them this is what God said. So what is God saying to them?
And say, hear the word of Yahweh, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel. Behold, I am about to bring a calamity.
Calamity means disaster.
Calamity upon this place, in which the ears of everyone that hears of it will tingle, because they have forsaken me and have made this a foreign place, and have burned incense in it to other gods, that neither they nor their fathers nor their kings of Judah had ever.
Now notice their sins.
Yeah.
They're worshiping false gods or demons.
Yeah.
What else?
And neither their fathers. Do you want me to keep reading? You're saying?
Yeah. What else?
And because they have filled this place with the blood of the innocent.
Oh, they're murderers. They murder innocent lives, such as murdering children as sacrifices to the god Baal. Read 5.
And have built the high places of Baal to burn their sons in the fire as burnt offerings to Baal, as things which I never commanded or spoke of, nor did it ever come upon my heart.
You understand how God is disgusted and angry with this? You are killing, murdering children. And by the way, archaeology has confirmed this. Guys, if you don't know, archaeological discoveries in that area have shown the bones of children and infants. And archaeological inscriptions have confirmed that the way they would sacrifice their children to gods, they would have the image, let's say, of Molech. Go ahead, Google will tell you this. And they would heat up the image, stoking hot. They would then take the baby or the child, put it on the arms of the idol, and it would be then scorched to death as a sacrifice to that god.
Yeah.
You see why God said what he said?
Yeah.
Burn their sons in the fire.
Crazy.
To Baal, this demon. Archaeology has confirmed this. But now let's take it a step further. The Native Americans, their history proves that tribe would kill tribe, and they were cannibals, and they would cut up the hearts of humans as sacrifices to their gods. For example, go watch the movie by Mel Gibson, Apocalypto.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't watched it, but I heard.
Oh, it's based on how these people actually lived. They would kill each other for sport. Mm-hmm. And in it, you have the priest of the sun god who's taking a human, cutting his heart open while he's alive, and offering the heart as a sacrifice to the sun god, and they eat it.
Oh my gosh.
This is what people did.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you something before we read the next one. Would God be just to enslave such people as a moral restraint so they don't do these evils anymore?
I don't want to answer for God, but yes.
So why are you shocked that God had pagan nations who did all this enslaved if the Israelites went to war with them, because that would act as a moral restraint. And in enslaving them, they would save countless lives of children and innocent. So why is it unjust when it's just and an act of mercy? Because now I stop you from murdering children and humans as sacrifices to your demons.
Mm-hmm.
Is it now morally just?
Yeah.
Oh, now it makes sense, right?
That makes sense to me. Yeah, completely.
Yeah, but I'm going to give you now another step. But I want you to see what the Egyptians and the Canaanites did. That God said to Israel, I'm warning you. You do what they did, I'm going to do to you what I did to them. See, God is fair, impartial, and biased. He says to Israel, you're going to read it. The reason why I'm driving out the Canaanites is because of these abominations. I'm letting you know, if you do what they do, I'm going to drive you out too. Okay, now what were the things they did that God says don't do? Because I'm punishing them for these sins, and I'll do to you what I'm doing to them if you act like them. So you're going to read slowly so you can understand Leviticus 18. Look at all the things that people did that God says you better not do.
Okay.
Read.
Okay. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, I am Yahweh your God. You shall not do according to what is done in the land of Egypt where you lived, nor are you to do according to what is done in the land of Canaan where I bring you.
So notice,
yeah.
Don't do what these Canaanites are doing that I'm bringing you into land, or what the Egyptians did. So what did they do that God says don't do? Keep reading.
Land of Canaan where I'm bringing you to, you shall not walk in their statutes. You are to do my judgments and keep my statutes. To walk in them, I am Yahweh your God. So you shall keep my statutes and my judgment, which if a man does them, he shall live by them. I am Yahweh. You want me to keep going?
Watch the things they were doing that he's saying you don't do. Now watch.
Okay, none of you shall approach any blood relatives of his to uncover nakedness. I am Yahweh. You should not.
Explains what nakedness means. Sleeping with them, having sex with them.
Okay, so you should blood relatives. So incest.
Meaning you're. Let me. NIV will give you the meaning, because NIV will paraphrase. Because if you don't know these words in the context of the Old Testament, you get confused. So what does it mean? Do not uncover. Nakedness means you're covered, right?
Yeah.
But when I uncover you and you're naked, what's the purpose of you being naked? What do you do when you're naked?
Intercourse, sex.
That's what it means. Now you get it.
But
so I'm going to give you an IV. It's going to make it clear for you.
It's saying incest.
Huh?
A blood relative. So it's saying not to do anything.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
Stuff like that.
Because if you're covered, you're not naked. So when do you have sex? When you're naked.
Yeah.
So that's what it means to uncover someone's naked, meaning you're taking their clothes off to have sex with them. So that's why NIV says sexual relations.
Okay.
Now read.
No one is to approach any close relatives to have sexual relations. I am the Lord. Do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not.
See what they were doing? Read slow, man. It's like you're rushing to get to the rapture. You're going to be left behind.
Oh my God.
What did they do?
They were having sexual with their mother.
Ah. And you're saying God is unjust to enslave these dogs?
No, he's not.
So when he enslaves them, are they going to be able to screw their mothers?
No.
Thank you. So where is the injustice of God's allowing slavery to take place to constrain these animals?
Oh my God.
Where is the injustice here?
No, there isn't.
All right. See, this is what happens when people don't know to read the Bible. Let modern skeptics and atheists bash the Bible and say, oh, look, it's evil. Look, it's evil. Brother, I thought God is just. The same atheists who will then justify the murder of unborn children and other vices. So either God is the judge or they're the judge. But when you make them the judge, which of them should you be your judges? And so you want me to let them then govern my moral framework and sit in judgment of God? These people? People who will be engaging in all types of abominations, committing adultery for these people? No, thank you. You can take your morality and shove it, but keep going. Yeah, so don't sleep with your mom. What else did they do?
Do not have sexual relations with your father's wife. That would
your stepmother, right?
Yeah, your stepmom.
That's
right?
What they were doing, right?
Yeah.
They were doing this. You with me there?
Yeah. Do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was born in the same home or elsewhere.
Wow. They were even sleeping with stepsisters
and sisters.
And sadly, guys, may God have mercy on us and pity us. God protect our eyes, keep our eyes pure from these filthy porn sites. But you know what? What is a fetish among a lot of these people?
Step stuff.
Yep. They
Yeah.
even have fantasies of that.
Yeah.
And they're like spitting in God's face when they do it, don't they?
Oh, yeah. That's
Do not have sexual relations. What else? Keep going.
do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That would dishonor you. So your
So
grandchildren.
people are sleeping with their grandchildren.
Oh my gosh. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter of your father's wife born to your father. She's your sister. Daughter of your father's wife. Oh,
That's your stepsister.
your step. Do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She's your father's close relative.
You mean they were sleeping with their aunts?
Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister because she's your mother's close relative. Do not dishonor your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations.
Marrying their uncle's wife? I mean, no, not marrying. Having sex with their uncle's wives?
Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She's your son's wife. Do not have relations with her.
They slept with their own son's wives? That's what God's saying these people are doing.
Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That would dishonor your brother. Sleeping
with your sister-in-law. You know, sadly, these sins are being committed in America and Europe all day.
That's what that's all I can think of right now. Actually, it's just how mainstream this is nowadays. This is not so crazy, Sam, from what's happening right now.
No fear of God anymore.
Yeah.
Now you see why they don't want your Bible? They want you to hate your Bible, saying, look at how arcane, immoral it is, because they don't want to live under this moral system because it exposes them as the perverts they are. You see?
So crazy, Sam.
Go ahead. Now keep reading. It's going to get worse.
Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That would dishonor your brother. Do not have sexual relations with both a woman and her daughter. Do not have sex.
Can you see how sick these people are? They were sleeping with mother and daughter at the same time.
Oh my God,
but go watch your Jerry Springer. They're doing it till this day. I mean, he died, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
This is mainstream television. You go to Jerry Springer or some other show. I had a secret. What is it? I slept with your mother. And he's saying that to his wife. Yeah. What? Yeah.
Do not have sexual relationship with either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. They are her close relatives. This is wickedness.
Don't bang your wife's grandchildren.
Yeah. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living.
Damn, married sisters, banging sisters.
Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanness of her monthly period. Okay.
Yeah. That is also, there's a reason behind the wisdom in that, but that's what they did. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord.
Oh, and what did Israel end up doing in Jeremiah 19? Remember we read it?
Yeah, they were,
they did what God said not to do, right?
To Baal, no?
They bowed Moloch, pagan gods, and they ended up doing it anyway, right?
Yeah.
And guess what God did to Jerusalem? He destroyed Jerusalem, had the Babylonians come, burned the city and the temple, and they were thrown out of the land, just like God said.
Wow.
See how fair God is?
Yeah.
All right, but wait, I'll keep going.
Do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman. That is detestable.
Now, even on a evolutionary model, let's go into a little detail. Let's say God doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And it's evolution.
Yeah.
Okay? Even evolution, if we just follow that things just evolved. There was no intelligent mind to guide the process. It just happened. It just this way. Evolutionary model says that we evolve so that a man and a woman procreate, and if it's survival of the fittest and preservation of the species. What could be more of an abomination, even from an evolutionary model, than a man mounting a man or a woman sleeping with a woman, when number one, even on an evolutionary model, the male body was not developed through evolutionary processes to engage in that type of activity. And if everyone were to engage in those activities, the human race would die out within one generation. Even without God. It's unnatural, dude.
Yeah.
Now keep reading.
Do not have sexual relations with an animal and defile yourself with it. A woman.
Now, how much more perverted can you be when you're sleeping with animals? And to this day, they do it.
I don't even want to keep reading. You're scaring me, Sam.
You're getting sick, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's why the Bible is not for everyone. Certain books of the Bible are for mature audiences, so you got to know what books to read for a child and what books not to read, because God is dealing with reality. This is everyday life. And what's ironic, it wasn't just true back then. We're still doing it to this day. And you guys know there are sick people out there who will even put videos of animals and humans having sex.
Yeah.
Ryan, going.
Do not defile yourself in any of these ways, because this is how the nations that I'm going to drive out before you became.
Wait, the nations behave this way?
Do not defile yourself in any of these ways, because this is how the nations that I am going to drive out before you became defiled. Yeah.
So if they were this sick and wicked, what could be more just than enslaving them to then force them not to do these things?
Yeah.
So where's the injustice of slavery in light of this?
No. And what we read in Exodus and stuff like that, was this because of this?
Now there's a second type of slavery that's not enslavery. It's called indentured servitude.
Okay.
It is actually a butler and a maid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll get to that, because you're confusing two types of
Okay.
quote unquote slavery.
Yeah. But let's keep reading this in the.
Yeah, because right here, if the nations did it, because God says if you go to war with the nations, you can then enslave them and you don't have to set them free.
Yeah.
Now, what could be more just than enslaving such wicked, evil, abominable people so they never do these things on one another? And what could be more merciful than you preventing them from taking children and defiling them, or animals and defiling them, or children and burning them alive? So in enslaving them, you are now preventing so much cruelty and injustices being done to other humans, because they're doing it to one another.
No.
You think the children are going to be thanking me or complaining that I stopped them from having them being offered as a sacrifice by fire?
Thanking, for sure.
So where's the injustice of slavery in the Bible?
There's none.
But finish it. Keep reading.
But you
Even
must.
the land was defiled, right?
Yes, even the land was defiled. So I punished it. For its sins, and the land vomited out its inhabitants. But
you know what it means? God is using such strong language. The land itself was so sick from these things, it started throwing up. Get them out of here. Even the land didn't want them to live there.
But you must keep my decrees and my laws. The native born and the foreigners residing among you must not do any of these detestable things, for all these things were done by the people who lived in the land before you, and the land became defiled. And if you defile the land, it will vomit you out, as I vomited out the nations that were before you. Everyone who does any of these detestable things, such persons must be cut off from their people.
You'll cut off means you can no longer live in Israel.
Yeah.
Right? But if the whole nation does it, then God is going to destroy the whole nation.
Yeah.
But if you catch an individual doing it, you know why you stop the individual?
Why?
God describes sin as a disease, an illness, a sickness, and also as yeast that spreads. When you put yeast a little bit, it puffs up and spreads, right?
Yeah.
When you have someone doing this and you let it go unchecked, he will then affect and influence others to do the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they all do it, right?
Yeah.
And hence America today.
So is that why he's cutting them off from their people, to cut off?
So it doesn't spread like a disease, right?
Yeah.
But when you don't cut it off, you end up like America.
Yeah.
When America started allowing for such abominations, it now spread. It's now part of your life.
Yeah.
Whereas before, when America tried to implement Christian principles and kept this hidden and hushed and didn't allow it to spread, it was a better place, was it not?
Yeah.
Do you think the America of the 40s and 50s and 60s? Now, I'm not talking about slavery done by Americans. That's not biblical slavery. Number one, the Bible never, ever, ever makes slavery an issue of color or ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Doesn't say go and enslave black people. No. That's number one. No. Number two, they were enslaving fellow Americans who shared the same values, i.e., they were Christians.
Mm-hmm.
So what Americans did, or even Europeans did, that is not the slavery found in the Bible. That is a perversion, abomination, because they started enslaving people based on color.
Yeah.
So you don't want to use the Bible to justify what they're doing. Here, the grounds that God is allowing for slavery is not race. It's not color. It's sin. People who are engaged in these abominations, if you don't check them, they're going to destroy the world around them. They're going to make the world such an uncomfortable, unsafe place to live in. Isn't that true? Let's take the Native Americans. How safe do you think you were living in the jungles, running into the wrong tribe?
0%.
How safe do you think you were knowing that you worship demons whom you think are gods and goddesses, and they have to offer sacrifices in order to appease them to get like blessing, like rains and crops?
Yeah, none. No.
Okay. God's condemning nations for their wicked, evil abominations that if it goes unchecked, the whole world will be corrupt. Yeah. And don't be surprised. Look at America today. Look at the moral fabric of America. Look at our societies. Look at our streets. Look at what's happening in Europe. See, nothing new under the sun. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. God is telling you, you don't follow my rules, you're going to let the evil hearts of men go unchecked, and there will spread anarchy and chaos like we see today. You can't falsify God's word. We only can confirm it, and we're seeing it with our own eyes, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing it, right?
Yeah.
So how can you then sit in judgment of God when we prove he's right? We prove he's right. So now you see why God said to Israel, you can take slaves and enslave the nations, especially you go to war with. Why? Because they're enslaving people who do these things. Sleep with their mother, their father, their sister, their brother, their stepmother, their stepfather, their grandchildren, on and on it goes. Sleeping with men, sleeping with animals, murdering children. These people, if they go unchecked, will destroy society and you can't live. So now God says, these people you can slave perpetually. Yeah. Because in enslaving them, can they now offer children and murder them to their gods? Can they do that once you enslave them?
No, they can't anymore.
Can they then sleep with men and women with women, or with animals, or with their mothers or fathers?
No.
They can't. But I'm going to show you now how just God is. Because wait. You say, okay, well, I can now see the logic. But I'm going to show you what happens. What if then they convert? What if then they change their ways and want to worship the God of Israel and follow these commands? Guess what happens? In the Old Testament, you have a different kind of slavery. It's called indentured servitude. When someone is so poor, he then sells a slave, sells himself as a slave to an Israelite. But it's not a slave the way you think. It's more like a butler. Here, let me show you. Exodus 21. You ready?
Yeah.
Verses 1 to 6. And the Bible then says, every 7th year, they are to be freed. And in the Jubilee, everyone goes free and all their debts are canceled. So you did not remain a perpetual servant unless you wanted to. Because your master treated you so well and took care of you and provided for you and gave you plenty of food. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm going to stay a servant. Here it is, Exodus 21 and 6. Read it for me.
That one. If you buy a Hebrew servant,
Notice a Hebrew servant.
Yeah.
Meaning a butler. Because why I keep saying butler, you'll see.
Yeah, if you buy a Hebrew servant, he's to serve you for 6 years, but in the 7th year, he shall go free without
So
paying.
you can't remain a perpetual slave, huh?
No.
Go ahead.
If he comes alone, he is to go free alone. But if he has a wife when he comes, she is to go with him. If his master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the woman and her children shall belong to the master, and only the man shall go free.
Yeah, because it's not his family, meaning the servants, it's the master's family.
Yeah.
So your wife and your kids, they're my family, and these kids that you bore belong to me.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to get married, but if you do it, I give you a wife and kids, they're mine.
Okay.
All right?
But if the servants
you come in with your own wife and kids, they're yours, right?
Oh, okay, okay. But then if he gives him a wife and he has sex with that wife,
because he's given a wife from whom? From his family.
yeah,
Here, I'll let you marry my daughter, or I'll let you. And these kids are my bloodline.
yeah, okay. But if the servant declares, "I love my master and my wife and children, and do not want to go free," then his master must take him before the judges. He shall take him to the doors or the doorpost and pierce his ear with awl, and then he will be his servant for life.
That act of piercing his ear to the wall, it's like he's being nailed to the house, meaning I belong to the house.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
But that's something he has to choose, because whether the master likes it or not, he goes free the 7th year.
Yeah.
Same thing with a woman whose father gives her as a maid.
Yeah.
Because they're too poor. Now watch what the master cannot do to the woman. He cannot just have sex with her. He's got to marry her if he wants to have sex. Look, Exodus 21, 7-11.
If a man sells his daughter as a servant, she's not to go free as male servants do. If she does not please the master who has selected her for himself, he must.
You know why she can't go free?
Why?
As a male servant? Because in that culture, society, women who were unmanned, who had no protection, could be then kidnapped and violated.
Yeah.
Because in that society, it's not 21st century society.
Yeah,
Women didn't live alone. At that time, a woman alone was now prey for bandits who could then kidnap her, violate her, and take her away.
Yeah.
So this is an act of mercy. You don't leave her alone. You don't send her out unmanned, unprotected. So she either returns to her father's house, but now watch. Keep going.
If he selects her for his son, he must grant her the right of a daughter. If he marries another woman, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, and...
But notice slowly. If a man sells his daughter, I'll read it for you, because
Yeah.
you're like too fast. She is not to go free as male servants do. If she does not please the master he has selected her for himself, he must let her be redeemed, so the father can come and take her back, or the kinsman redeemer, next of kin. He can then redeem her. Okay, you're not pleased with her? Okay, we want her back. Here. He has no right to sell her to foreigners because he has broken faith with her. He had taken her as a maid. He's now not satisfied with her, so he's dealt with her unjustly. He cannot sell her off. She has to go back to her family. So he has to make a way where the family can redeem her, called the kinsman redeemer, right? Can I watch? If he selects her for a son, now what if he wants her for himself as a wife or for a son? He can't have sex with her. This is not Islam. He must give her the rights of a daughter if he's going to marry to her son. So that means she will now be his daughter-in-law, meaning the son marries her, not treat her as a concubine.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if he marries another woman? Well, he better not deprive her. He must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, and marital rights. If he does not provide her with these 3 things, she is to go free without any payment of money. You cannot treat her as a sex slave. And if you marry someone else, you better treat her the same, give her the same food, same rights, or she's to go free.
Yeah.
Okay, now this law is for indentured servitude, right?
Yeah.
You can only remain a slave for 7 years. So it's more like a butler and a maid, right?
Yeah.
And if I want to then have sex with my maid, what must I do?
You have to marry her.
If my son, let's say, wants to have sex with her.
You have to give her the rights of a daughter.
So which means he must do what? My son must do what?
Rights of a daughter.
If it's the rights of a daughter, then my son must do what? Please don't tell me you're not going to get this.
Treat her like a sister, no?
And your ancestors do it. If my son wants to have sex with her, what must I do?
Yeah, he has to marry her.
Good.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Why? Because your Muslim buddy in his Quran says they can have unlimited sex slaves and concubines. They don't have to marry them.
Yeah.
Do you understand why I asked you the question?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, Sam.
All right. You got it, right?
I did.
All right. Now, in light of the fact this is written 20 years before Muhammad, and an ancient civilization that were predators and preyed on helpless, weak people like women, how revolutionary are these commandments?
Very.
Now, what if those pagans that were enslaved end up converting and worshiping the God of Israel? What then? How are they to be treated? You ready?
Back to normal.
1933-34.
When a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigners residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as
Wow! Wait. When a foreigner who wants to now worship the God of Israel and wants to now be part of the covenant, you don't treat him as a non-Israelite. You treat him as if he's a fellow Israelite.
Yeah.
And you don't mistreat him, right?
Yeah.
Love them as what? Read.
Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
All right. Leviticus 19. Oh, we read that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 10, 17, 19.
For the Lord your God is God of gods, and the Lord of lords is the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow. He loves the foreigner residing among you, giving them food and clothing, and you are to love those who are foreigners, for you yourselves were foreigners in Egypt.
Wait.
This is awesome.
If you have a Gentile who's not an Israelite, but he now loves the God of Israel, and he wants to cling to the covenant, how are they to treat him?
The foreigners right among you. Give them food and clothing, and you are to love them. You're to love those who are foreigners, for you yourself were foreigners in Egypt. You're to love them.
In fact, you know the law where it says love your neighbor as yourself?
Yeah.
That's right here.
Wow.
Love them as yourself. That's where it comes from.
But only if they believe in the God of Israel.
So if they believe in the God of Israel, can I now keep them as perpetual slaves?
No.
Because now the law applies to them, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that means a pagan who is enslaved, if he fears God and repents, I am now to apply the same law that I would do to an indentured servant, so he would be set free, because now he's not going to murder children. He's not going to sleep with animals. He's going to fear the Lord, and there's nothing to constrain anymore.
Yeah.
So where's the problem?
And then the other verses we just looked at, those were the only verses about slavery that weren't attributed to the bad things that the people were committed.
You mean Exodus 21? It's a Hebrew servant.
Yeah. That one.
Hebrew servants have the same law, but because of their poor financial situation, they're giving themselves in servitude as a butler or a maid.
Yeah.
That's why it said Hebrew.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why they're not kept in perpetual slavery.
Yeah.
Because when do they go out? 7th year.
Yeah.
Even the Jubilee year, every 5th year, every servant, even let's say I was a servant and it's my 2nd year of serving, but now it's a Jubilee. Everyone's set free, their debt's canceled.
Yeah.
You see the difference now?
Yeah.
Now, when I explain to you slavery in the light of the logic and justice of God, how is it evil?
No, it's not. It's not after everything you showed me.
All right, brother.